What's up, everybody? It's your boy Montoya Smith, aka Black Socrates. Wanted to give you an excerpt from my upcoming book, Re-Education of the Negro, and explain exactly how the book is to be read. It's not a book you just read straight through. We're basically giving you commentaries for you to have dinner discussions, get together the family and dialogue about these hard conversations on race, sex, and culture. And so here's an excerpt with a couple of discussion questions at the end, again, explaining how to read my upcoming book. So let me share this piece. This piece is called Black Socrates Speaks, African-Centered Education. Starts with a quote from me. You do not respect a people or a person whose history you do not see as equal to your own. For many Black people, the term African-centered education causes concern about whether or not the children are being taught history in a way that also leads them to hate white people. On the other hand, we routinely, I'm tripping on words. On the other hand, that is weird as hell. All right, y'all, sorry. On the other hand, we routinely, that is super weird. All right, that's cool. Okay, I'm live. It is what it is. On the other hand, we routinely send our Black minds to public schools that teach our children that ancestors were enslaved, and they should be grateful they were even allowed to go to school with their classmates. Apart from a few recycled African-American historical figures during Black History Month, they mostly learn all the great things white people did for this country. Therefore, many of their ancestors are forgotten and exist in the shadows of American history. Is there any wonder why today we still feel like shadows in certain aspects of American society? It should become abundantly clear the necessity of African-centered schools or the need for homeschooling our Black children so that first and foremost, they can learn about their own greatness in addition to math and science. How vital is it for them to learn about Patrice Lumumba, Madison Washington, Ella Baker, Fannie Lou Hamer, Bayard Rustin, Stephen Biko, Kwame Nkrumah, Herman Revels, Robert Smalls, Hubert Harrison, John Henry Clark, and so many more forgotten heroes to instill the necessary pride to navigate this American experience. The idea of integration was to come together, but in doing so, we only learned his story and never included our story. Just my 3 cents. All I ask is that you think. I think that piece is absolutely apropos for Black History Month. Here's a couple of discussion questions. Again, these commentaries in the upcoming book, Re-Education of the Negro, are designed for you to have dinner parties and discussions that needed to be had. We also include discussion questions. So for this particular piece, here are the questions. Do you think teaching your children about their ancestors mentioned in this commentary can make a difference in their lives? Why or why not? Number 2, would you consider putting your child in an African-centered primary school? So again, this book is not read for you to agree or necessarily disagree with me as the author. I put together these pieces in a sense to force you to have dialogue. Let me give you a quick example from this very piece, just to show you that for me, it's not about whether you agree with what I'm writing or what I have to say. That's, again, this is explained in the actual how to read this book on the back of the cover. But anyway, I'm gonna share these 2 sentences just so you can see it's not about what I think. It's not even me in this, believe it or not, even advocating for or against African-centered education. It's set up for you to have dialogue and think about these things. So for example, the first 2 sentences make that very clear in my opinion. So for example, the first sentence says, for many Black people, the term African-centered education causes concern about whether or not children are being taught history in a way that also leads them to hate white people. That is a real concern for some people who have thought about sending their children to African Center, or I've heard as a reason why some people don't. They're concerned about that. The next sentence says, on the other hand, we routinely send our Black minds to public schools that teach our children their ancestors were enslaved, and they should be grateful they were even allowed to go to school with their white classmates. That is a reality of how you learn Black history in the public education system. So I'm not advocating, I have both thoughts for you to have dialogues about these thoughts. You may be one of the people who felt like, in a sense, one of those parents who said, I won't go because I'm concerned about what exactly are they teaching, or it may be your first time thinking about the fact that your children really don't learn about their ancestors in a way that's advantageous to their own psyche, which is the most important thing. Sometimes people say, well, why do we have to look back, or people recognize to a degree the importance of, excuse me, and understand the importance of history, if you will, to a degree, but realizing that ultimately the self-esteem of your children out of their education is what will lead them to places all around the world. In addition to being knowledgeable, how do they see themselves? So again, not telling you how to think, we're just asking that you have the dialogues. These are necessary conversations. Just wanted to highlight this piece. I'll be sharing pieces as we're coming up to our upcoming release in March. It is already available on Amazon. So if you look up Re-Education of the Negro, you should find the availability on the ebook, I should say, on Amazon. All right, for anybody that wants to jump on it early. But ultimately, I'm doing a full official release in March at Urban Grind Black-owned coffee shop here in Atlanta. So looking forward to reading some more pieces as we lead up to the official release. All I ask is that you think. All right, let me cut this thing off. All right, that's funny. Struggle with the word routinely. Crazy. And got stuck on live. That's how it go, huh? Sometimes. It is what it is. All right, see y'all next time. See y'all on Saturday. Let me highlight that before I go. Saturday, the Mental Dialogue Talk Show, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Saturday of the month. We have Economically, Can Black People Save Ourselves? We are featuring Dr. Jared Ball, the professor and author of The Myth and Propaganda of Black Buying Power. Look forward to this conversation. We're going deep on Saturday. So go to mentaldialogue.com. You can catch it there live. Set your phone alarms for 9:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. When the beep goes out, like, oh yeah, I meant to listen to that show, because you can listen live. You can call in, ask questions, and give us your 3 cents on that discussion question. Economically, can Black people save ourselves? Saturday morning, the Mental Dialogue Talk Show. All I ask is that you think. All right, I'm out. Yeah, I'll share this piece so that people can hear about the re-education of the Negro as well.